Nix, thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
How was work today?
Today was actually pretty good. It's actually, compared to the craziness of COVID, it's actually slowing down a lot more, which is good.
But what about with the war now? Now we got to load up. The Russians are coming, right?
Yeah, I know. Actually, we've been waiting for things to spike up with that, and it actually hasn't even really spiked up yet. A lot of people will come in and they'll talk about it. They'll kind of ask us and all, but luckily it's not really affecting us that much right now.
Yeah.
I kind of hope it doesn't cause another pandemic scare or anything like that, but
But isn't that good for you guys?
it is, yes. It's good. It's good for sales, but what we like is we like people coming in and buying because they want firearms, not because they're scared and need firearms.
But don't people, shouldn't they get firearm? Isn't a firearm something that most people don't know they need or should have, you know?
Yes.
And it's kind of like better to have than not have.
100%, yes. I always tell people it's better to have it and never need it than to need it and not have it,
Yeah.
obviously. But a lot of times, especially during COVID, we had a lot of people come in, buy a firearm, and they said, I'm just going to have it. I'm just going to put it in the safe and not do anything with it. And it's just like, that's good, yes. But at the same time, you need to be active with it and train yourself with it too. Go to a class, even if you're just at home, look up YouTube videos, learn how to work your firearm, practice. We sell like the snap caps, the fake bullets.
Yeah.
I always tell people, get those, practice loading your magazines.
It's the first thing I got.
Yeah.
I just picked up my Mossberg, and the first thing I said, I need the fake shells, the dummies.
Yeah, because then you can practice loading it in, especially with the shotgun, practice loading into the tubes, racking it, everything, just so you can get a feel for the gun. So that way, in case you do need it, you know how it operates, you know how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one thing I really like about the Snapcats, if you haven't tried it yet, when you go shoot, if you go with somebody, have them put one in your tube, just random spot, so that way you don't know where it is, because it's really good for training too, because then you're going to be shooting, and then eventually you're just going to click, and you'll see that you might jerk and react to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes. So that's what
like
I
that.
do a lot with my firearms. Like whenever I go to the range, if I go with somebody, I just kind of turn my back and say, put this somewhere in the magazine, or I'll have the range safety officers do it. And every now and then, when I first started doing it, it was bad. I'm
for
like
everybody.
anticipating the shot. I'm already jolting. It clicks and I'm already jolting forward. I'm just like, well, that's why my shots are so wrong.
I mean, it's got to be the number one issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
People, anticipating.
Yeah.
Because I remember at Guns Direct, like 5 years ago, I was like, my Glock's acting out. And they're like, okay. And they put a fake pull, and they'll pull the trigger. I'm like, why are you moving your hand? It's like empty. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And you don't really realize it at first. And I've been shooting I've been shooting for a while now. Like I grew up with my dad hunting and everything. And when I have two older brothers too. So we grew up playing video games. We grew up hunting. We grew up like shooting bows and arrows.
How old were you when you shot your first gun?
I want to say probably like 12 to 14-ish.
Yeah.
My dad did, the whole safety thing and everything. And basically I started shooting on obviously like Glocks, couple of like revolvers, stub nose revolvers and stuff like that. And I was always mad because my dad was so good at it. He was so like dead on, and my spacing's just everywhere. I can't shoot on target, stuff like that. And it's because I was just jolting, and he kept looking at me. He's just like, why are you scared? He's like, don't be scared of the firearm. The firearm's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And so it's just, after a while, you just have to get used to it. And even sometimes now, like, I'll go shoot at the range and I'll notice like my hands are really shaky because I've had too much coffee or something like that. My hands are just really shaky. And even then, it's going to be your accuracy is going to go down, because you just have to calm down and just know what you're doing and just relax. Because the worst that's going to happen is, especially when you're range and you're in a safe space and you're in a safe area practicing and everything, you're doing everything safely. The worst that's going to happen is the recoil is just going to snap up a little bit more than you're anticipating.
Right.
And, if you're shooting a 9mm or a 380, it's not that bad of recoil. And I'll shoot like 45 and everything, and I absolutely love it. Like, I'm better with a 45 than I am a 9mm. I don't know why.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
That's very strange. It's probably the gun, no? Would you say it's the gun, or overall you just feel more comfortable with the stronger caliber?
I think it's a little bit of both. So usually the 45s I shoot are going to be like a 1911. So already then it's a better quality gun compared to like my Glock 19.
Yeah.
And then I think it's just because it's more powerful that I'm just ready. I know it's going to be more powerful, so I'm ready for it. And I don't know, it's more fun too because it's just a bigger bang in your hand. This
is I know this is so random. This is super random, but it's kind of like the same thing. When I go to the gym, when I'm bench pressing, I start off with 145, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But when I add a 25, I struggle. And here's where it's weird. When I take that 25 and put two 45s, it feels more comfortable with two 45s than the 25. And I got a buddy of mine that always works out with me. He goes, it makes no sense. He goes, it's weird. Why? I don't know. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
You know, you would think that, the 25 is lighter.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's
probably just some mindset. You're just like, okay, it's more weight. I can do this. And you just kind of like get yourself ready for it.
Something. Or it's like, fuck, after the 25, I have to hit the 45s, But then it's like, I'm at the 45s. Okay, I can stay here for a minute and just do it. But it's a mind fuck of how that works. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been telling people they need to practice. We talked about this with Mike. You have to practice in your house, unload, reload. Mm-hmm. That nerves. If people, and a lot of people get that. If you're having that now, forget about it. If there's an emergency, like you have no right to almost pull out a gun if you're not going to use it or be ready, because if you don't use it, it's going to be used against you.
Exactly.
So that's why it's a priority, and these classes are amazing. One of the cool things that I learned about the classes is I didn't even realize, with the handgun. Sorry about that. Let me close it. I didn't even realize that, if your left eye is your stronger eye, you need to aim with your left eye. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know it till they taught me that, I don't know if you know the trick where you make a little...
You make the triangle with your hand, and then you just slowly bring it back to whichever eye you focus on, and that's your dominant eye,
Yeah, or you just do the triangle, and then when you see it, you just close your left eye, and you'll see the hole, and you close your right eye, and you won't see the hole.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? And so now with the gun, I found out that it's my left eye. Mm-hmm. It doesn't help with the rifle, obviously. You're not going to be able to cross. I've tried. I was like, but it doesn't work at all.
Everyone at the range is looking at you like, what is he doing?
Yeah. What motorcycle do you ride?
I have a Honda VTX.
Nice.
Yes.
And you've been riding, you've had that one for 2 years, right?
Yeah, about 2 years now.
You've been riding for only 2 years? Or you started riding 2 years ago, or you've been riding before that?
No, only riding for about 2 years.
Did you take a class?
At all.
You should take a class too.
I know I should. But pretty much I grew up in Maryland, Carroll County, it's like farmland and everything. I had like 5 acres I grew up on. So I've had neighbors with dirt bikes and like 4-wheelers. My brother got a used dirt bike, and like it was just trash, and he built it up and everything and all. So I knew the concept of it, and I've been on like a dirt bike before, and it didn't really scare me, but of course I'm not going out on the streets and going like 50. I'm in the backyard going like maybe 15 miles an hour, probably not even that. And I've always wanted to learn how to ride. Like I see it on like movies and TV shows and everything, and it always looks so badass, but it always looks like so fun.
And it is.
It is 100%, yes. And I've always had like friends of my parents that rode, and I always told them like, oh, will you teach me how to ride? Can you teach me how to ride? And they're always like, oh yeah, no problem, I'll teach you one of these days. I'll teach you one at summertime, because we have winter, so half the year we can't even ride anyway. And I think my dad always pulled them aside and just said, don't dare teach her how to ride. Do not do it, because nobody taught me. But that's so wrong. I know, but dad's trying to protect me.
Yeah, of course.
But it wasn't until I started working at Guns Direct that my coworker Juan, he actually, for his birthday, he bought a bike.
Which one? I'm kidding. No, which one? I'm kidding. Sorry, Juan.
But he had a Harley, the Road King, and he learned how to ride on that bike. His dad was riding before. His dad loves Harleys. He loves Harleys, and I was talking to him about it. I was just like, basically told him this whole story that I've always wanted to ride, but nobody would teach me. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'll teach you how to ride one day. And so, of course, I just shoved off my shoulder. I'm like, oh, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
One day he shows up at work with an extra helmet, and he's like, all right, after work, you're hopping on the back. Let's go. And we did. We just went. Did a quick little ride. We went to, like, the gas station and back, and then we went to, like, another place and back, and I loved it so much. So we started riding around, just, like, around Burbank area and all. Went on, like, longer rides on the freeway, and I'm just freaking out. I'm holding on to him for dear life, and I'm loving every moment of it, but I'm, like, terrified. My eyes are closed and everything. Yeah. And then this was, like, during COVID, like, the peak of the pandemic, where nobody was out, and a lot of places were shutting down.
That's a great time to learn.
Yes, it was the best time. We went to IKEA parking lot over in Burbank. And
the closed one or the new one?
The new one, the new big one.
Yeah,
but,
it's
like,
a big parking lot, yeah.
Yeah, so we went into the parking lot after work, and after hours, there was nobody there.
Nice.
And he basically just got off his bike and just said, try it out. And I was like, very nervous, of course.
Wow, fucking one.
Yeah, this is his, like, new bike, and he knows I'm a new rider and everything. So I sit on it, and he's just like, just get comfortable. He's like, just let go of the clutch a little bit, try to feel, like, where it starts moving and all. So I did that a little bit. I was just like, okay, I can do this. You know, I rev it a little bit, and he's like, okay, so just let go of the clutch and give it a little bit of gas. And I did it. I went forward a little bit. I kind of panicked. I broke, and boom, bike falls.
Luckily, he has the engine guards and all that stuff. Yeah.
Thank God he has that. But he's got big bike.
Did you pick it up, or did he pick it up?
He had to pick it up. I couldn't.
You can. You just need to know how. It's very easy.
He's shown me how, but I tried. I
By
couldn't
the back,
really get it. Yeah, you have to, like, put your back on it and just kind of pull it up like that.
But you got to put your butt on the seat. Mm-hmm. You got to put your butt in the seat, grab the little things, and all you're doing is kind of like standing up.
Yeah.
It's a piece of cake.
I tried it, and I couldn't do it, so he had to pick it up for me.
You're so tall, too.
Yeah.
Or I'm not as tall, but that's an advantage. You just, usually if you squat really low, mm-hmm. like you literally have to just go straight like a squat. Yeah. And all you do is just kind of stand. It's so easy, I promise you.
Yeah. But no, so I felt really bad, obviously, because I figured this was the end of it. I'm going to walk home. He's not even going to give me a ride home. But no, I tried it again, and I went a little bit further, got a little bit better, and over time slowly just went straight, and then slowly added turns into it and stuff like that. And then eventually he found my bike for me. It was his mom's friend's mechanic was selling the
Cousins,
bike.
uncle, brother,
yeah,
sisters.
friend of a friend who's passing stranger. I know, so it was this bike that this guy's had it for a while. He doesn't ride it. It's a bright, like, crimson red color bike.
Nice.
And so he just wanted to sell it, and he didn't want any lowball offers. He was looking for $3,000 for it.
It's fair.
And yeah, so we went, we checked it out. I fell in love with the color instantly. Like, I fell in love with the bike instantly. And he rode it around just to make sure it works.
Mechanically, checking the brakes, suspension, exactly. Clutch, all that fun stuff.
And ended up falling in love with it. And I was just like, I want it. Let's do it. I was like, screw it. Let's do it. I had the money. I was like, let's go for it. It's 2005. It had 3,500 miles on it. And he was only looking for 3,000. And so it was a steal.
It's a no-brainer, yeah.
Yeah, and
that's something you can ride for 10 years and then sell it for $3,000.
Exactly.
Or 2,500.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, and I love it because it's an 1800 too.
Yeah.
So she's fast.
1800. Wow.
Yes.
1800. Mm-hmm. Fucking. It's a cruiser.
Yes, pretty much.
Nice.
Took it to. Have you ever gone? Well, you ride Harleys, right?
Yeah. Okay. I ride. Yeah, I ride Harley. I got a 2020 Street Glide. Mm-hmm. I got a 2020 BMW GSA Adventure bike, which is fucking insane.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
And then I got the electric Harley.
How do you like it?
Oh,
I've heard good things about it.
You know, every bike I've gotten is so fucking big and humongous and mm-hmm. bags, and like the BMW is a beast. The BMW is bigger than the Harley.
Yeah.
And the Harley's, you know, it's basically like the Road King, but it's got the fairing in the front with the radio and the stereo and the windshield and everything else. That bike to me feels small. Mm-hmm. Okay. The BMW is the Harley's got a 6-gallon tank. The BMW has a 7.8 gallon tank. So it's almost 8 gallons total. It's fucking humongous.
Yeah.
Then it's got a big cage. When I get on the electric bike, it feels tiny.
Oh, I bet.
It's the smallest bike I've ridden. I wasn't liking it, to be honest, because I did some local stuff, and I was like, just fucking ride around, town, whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't liking it. I have it in my living room as decoration. But 2 weekends ago, I took it out to Malibu, and as I rode further and further, I was like, fuck, this suspension's nice. Oh, this shit, whole splitting lanes is even easier. I took it through the canyons. I was like, wow, this is fucking, the get-up's amazing. There's no clutch, there's no gears. It's just throttle.
Yeah.
And it flies. I started liking it, and then I didn't realize I started liking it. I didn't realize. And I was talking to some other people that I met up in Malibu, and they were like, well, you should just raffle it off. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to raffle off the bike and push my cleaning product,
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure that out, but it's basically going to be buy a bottle of Ride Clean for $100, get entered to the raffle for free. And then there's a big electronic motorcycle event, a race on May 22nd, and we'll announce the winner there. So I haven't finished it, and I still got to do all the terms and conditions, but I think I'm going to raffle it.
Okay.
But now I like it. And then when I got home, I was like, I'm going to raffle it. And I was like, but I like it. The fuck am I going to do now, But it looks like I'm going to raffle it.
Okay.
But now, my final opinion, it's a cool bike.
Okay.
It's a good performing, cool bike. No gas, fucking amazing. I have a truck and I have a Tesla. No gas is so fucking cool. It's so cool.
Especially out here, yes.
Oh, like my truck, if I drive my truck daily, I'm putting gas every 3 days, every 3.5 days, it's $150.
Yeah, and it's only going up too.
And it's only going up. There's a place in downtown that's at $6.50 a gallon. Oh my God. And that's in downtown. Now, wait till
summer.
Oh
it's
my
supposed
God.
to spike up like almost $10 or something.
Well, people
what I've
voted for
heard.
Biden.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck. They voted for Biden. I'll take a mean tweet and cheap gas any day over fucking no mean tweets and $6 in gas and war.
Yeah.
And war. But I'm sorry. So yeah, great bike. But continue.
Yes.
So your 1800 crimson red.
Yes. Oh, I love it. But so what I did is over in Glendale, there is a Honda motorcycle spot. And pretty much they just do
It's
like
by the Harley shop, right?
Yeah.
It's like right around the block.
Yeah, they're super close. And they sell some bikes in there and all, but they do a lot of like maintenance and stuff. So I basically brought the bike to them and just kind of was like, can you just make sure she will last?
Yeah.
So they just did everything.
It's a fucking Honda. It's bulletproof.
Yes. So they just did the oil change, check the fluids and all that stuff. And then the guy asked me, he's just like, hey, how much did you get this bike for? He's like, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. He's like, I had one customer who absolutely loves the VTX series. So I told him, I was just like, well, it's got 3,500 miles. I was like, I only paid $3,000 for it. And the guy looks at me like, he's like, what?
Put this a little closer.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
The guy, he's like looking at me like, how did you find this? I was like, I don't know, through a friend of a friend. I was like, I guess I have a good deal.
He's like, did you flash him or something? What's going? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Pretty much. He was like, everyone's so
I'm kidding,
amazed
by the
by
way.
it. You're good.
Mike told me to say that. I'm kidding. He did not tell me to say that.
No, but he told you to call me Nicole.
That's right.
Oh,
And I knew the sarcasm there, but then I was like,
you weren't sure, yeah.
I wasn't sure, yeah.
It's an ongoing joke with work. So, because with Guns
Who's
Direct,
Nicole?
that's my legal
I know,
name,
I know,
obviously,
I know.
yeah. But with all my paperwork at work, I have to do it under Nicole. But I go by Nix, and I've been going by Nix ever since I moved out here.
Pretty
like
fucking
7
gangster,
years
too.
ago. Thank you.
Where did Knicks come from?
It's an old basketball nickname.
Yeah?
Yeah, I played
fucking
with
gangster.
the same girls and all. Like we all came up with nicknames for each other, and one of them just said Nix, and I was just like, that's whatever, maybe. And then I moved out here, and I was just like, you know what? I was like, new me, new image. So I went blonde. I changed my name, and I was just like, I'm gonna make a name for myself, and that's kind of what I did.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And now Nix
everyone
has
loves
Guns and crimson red Honda
Yes.
motorcycle.
Now Nix is even more
What's
badass.
All you got to do is like skydive into work daily. What the fuck.
I've honestly never been skydiving. It's on my
So
bucket list.
fucking
I wanna go.
So one of my favorite cities right now is Temecula.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with Temecula is 5-6 years ago, Temecula is a boring little fucking bullshit town. Like, it's like, what the fuck are you going to do in Temecula?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's developed and they got so much cool shit. You can literally go in a hot air balloon in the morning. I mean, you can go, they have wineries.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite winery is Dofo, and it's a motorcycle winery.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's just like this guy's sick and he loves motorcycles.
Yeah.
So he's been buying motorcycles for the last 50 years, and then he puts them on stands, and it looks like a fucking museum when you walk in there.
Oh, wow.
So you're looking at motorcycles and drinking wine.
That's awesome.
Fucking awesome. So you can literally drink wine all day, look at motorcycles, go in a hot air balloon, later go skydiving, play laser tag, go on a motorcycle adventure because they have the motorcycle camps out there where they do the training for off-roading with the BMWs.
Okay.
And then go to the casino and hopefully hit a jackpot, and fucking life's amazing. And I'm like, wow, this is such a cool...
it's just like an adult, like, arcade town.
It's an adult arcade town. Literally, I took a hot air balloon, and as we were going up, I was looking. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It looks like UFOs. They're like, no, it's skydivers with red smoke coming out of their fucking bodies. It's just...
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, this is fucking insane. You know, it's a cool town. So if you go skydiving, go there. Now, when I went skydiving, I did it in Monterey in the Central Coast. Mm-hmm. They do the highest skydiving jump, I want to say in the U.S., because the standard is 12,000 and 15,000. Mm-hmm. So I think pretty much Paris does it, which is by Temecula. It's about 15,000 or 12,000.
Okay.
Monterey does 18,000. When I went jumping, we actually went 19,100. At 20,000, you're supposed to use oxygen tanks. Mm-hmm. So it's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
Bet. I've had friends that have gone skydiving before, and I just didn't have the chance to go with them. And their faces and like their energy afterwards, it's like they just drank like so many energy drinks at once, like their adrenaline's pumping and everything. And I'm just like, crap, I should have gone with them.
Yeah. Yeah, the first time I went, I was in San Jose, and I was partying with a friend of mine, and we were in San Francisco, and we met these chicks, and these chicks are like, we're going skydiving tomorrow. And we're like, that's cool. Want to go to the beach and drink? And they're like, yeah, we'll go to the beach and drink. So then we brought them from San Francisco to Santa Cruz County because they were going to skydive in Monterey. And we had fun. We just had fun on the beach and drinking and partying and dancing. And this is, obviously when I was much younger. And we stayed up all night. Now it's like 7 a.m. We're getting breakfast. I'm calling a bunch of friends of mine like, fuck it, guys, wake up. Let's go skydiving. Like, the fuck out of here. I'm not even awake yet, right? We went over there, and then that trip, I mean, I had like a carton of cigarettes. We were smoking because we were on no fucking sleep.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm like drunk, drinking. I'm at the fucking airfield, I'm like, what the hell? And yay! All of a sudden, I'm on a plane. And it got real. Shit got fucking real. You're flying, and then you're getting strapped onto somebody. Mm-hmm. And right before we jump, there's a sign. It says, don't do it. Just to fuck with you. Why not, right? Don't do it.
It's too late now. You're in the plane.
Don't do it. And you're already at the door, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even have a say, except like, hold on to yourself and maybe not hold on to yourself, but like you're holding. And then you jump. That's it. All your buzz, drunk, everything goes away.
I bet.
It's a rush. You're going, I want to say, like anywhere from 180 to 190 miles an hour with somebody on your back and with a little tracer parachute slowing you down. And then the parachute kicks up. And then it's just peace. And it's just a beautiful view. And it's the fucking greatest thing in the world.
Oh, I bet.
I did it 3 times. I kind of regret it because if you do it once and you love it, instead of spending money to do it 2 more times, it's just better to just do the training so you can do it solo. Okay. But I ended up doing 3 times tandem. Yeah. Which was stupid because for that price, I could have just done it.
Yeah, because isn't you have to do like a certain number before you can go solo if you don't.
In Monterey back then, it was $1,500, so I was paying $380 per jump. Okay. So imagine I did 3 times; it's almost $1,000. Yeah. For $1,500, you get 6 jumps. The first 4 is with 2 people, And then the 5th one, it's with one person, like next to you. And then the 6th to the 8th one is by yourself. And then you're set. Then you're set. Then you're certified. Then you go skydiving whenever the plane goes up and you could just jump.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, why didn't I do that?
Yeah, that's definitely worth it then at that point.
I mean, there was a 2-year gap, but you have to try it.
Yeah.
You have to try it. And Temecula's an hour and a half away.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's nothing. They got
especially
great
on the
wineries.
bike.
Yeah. Like literally, you can convince the Guns Direct. Is that a franchise or it's privately owned?
No, it's privately owned.
Yeah, you could totally convince like the owner and be like, let's do like a trip for everybody. Go to the winery and then do like some people can choose balloons or some people could do skydiving, and they have package deals.
It can be what is it, like a work retreat, like a employee confidence building kind of thing.
Yeah. And then, whatever. If there's somebody you don't like, I don't know. I didn't say anything. I'm just saying if there's somebody, you don't invite him skydiving. That's kind of where I'm going at with the whole thing.
No, it's funny, though. My coworker, Juan, we constantly been joking about trying to make a, Guns Direct biker gang kind of thing.
Nice.
Because
that'd be a scary gang.
It'd be awesome, though. Both the bosses, they've kind of talked about getting a bike. They've kind of joked with it and all, but every time they joke about it, we're just like, do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. And they're just like, oh, no, the missus doesn't want us to. I don't want to. I'm just like, no excuses. Let's do this. Another one of our coworkers used to ride before. He actually had a VTX, like a 1300, I believe, before when he first joined the military and everything. And he hasn't been riding in a while, but he's been looking at getting another bike, and it's kind of the same thing. He's like, oh, maybe. He's like, my girlfriend doesn't really want me to, and we're just like, no, come on, let's do it.
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, and next thing I know, we've got a couple new hires now, and they're kind of looking into bikes, talking about it. They're just like, yeah, I think I might want to do it, and we're just like, let's go. I was like, let's have everyone roll up on bikes. Let's look like a biker bar in the back. Let's do this. This is going to be awesome.
It's fucking... Riding a bike is one of the coolest, funnest, most adventurous, amazing experiences. I can't even... I always give this example where I can be cold, I can be tired, I can be sleepy, I can be drained, but two things always happen when I walk towards my bike. When I walk towards the bike, even now, after 20 plus years, the BMW is not even that old, and it's 16,000 miles. I bought it with 2 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
The Harley, I bought it with 3 miles, and I have 7,000 miles on it. Okay. So just between the two of them, I put over 20-something thousand miles within the year and a half, 2 years. Every time I walk up to my bikes, there's a little bit of a fear. Always. Yeah. Always. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This is such a bad idea. I can't believe I'm still doing this. I mean, I got away with it for this long. What the fuck am I doing? But the moment I turn on the bike and I feel that motor, everything goes away. I'm not sleepy. I'm not tired. I'm not, whatever I'm feeling, the fear goes away. There's no fucking fear. And I'm so fucking alert. I'm so in the fucking zone. I'm looking at mirrors and tires and angles and fucking I get split through there and that piece of shit's not looking. Why is she putting on her fucking makeup and what do they fucking argue? I gotta get it away from and it's like you're so in the fucking zone.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I can't I'm explaining it. I can't say I can't explain it. And I just fucking did. And if you don't get it, fuck you. But it's something it's not good enough. It's something that you have to experience.
Yes, 100%.
And I tell people all the time, just like a gun, you have to train. You have to take classes. You have to take safety courses. You have to take advanced classes. Because I've known people that have ridden for 15, 20 years, and guess what? They don't really ride, and then they'll take a course, and they'll be like, oh. Yeah. And here's the deal. 90% of accidents, it's rider error. It's fucking rider error. I probably said that 1 billion times, but it's rider error. Yeah. I know, to be honest, in my experience, it's probably 98% rider error. There's 3 accidents out of 40 or 50 that I know of that it was a fucking crate, like the one that I was telling you. Yeah. That it's just so out of your, But then you don't fucking know. I got my brother's son in Miami. His friend just died in a car accident. Oh goodness. Yeah, and he was 20-something years old. So it's like, My grandfather always used to say, he goes, the only requirement to die is to be alive.
Yeah.
Because anything could happen. I think motorcycles are awesome. I would recommend it for everybody.
Yes, at least to try it.
At least to try it. I think I'm just making you. I don't know if you know this, but 78.35 of statistics are made up. You know, if I was to make up a statistic, I think more than 70% of the world rides scooters and motorcycles. I was in India. Everybody was on a fucking scooter.
Yeah.
You had I saw 5 people on a scooter. A mother holding the baby.
Oh my god.
The 5-year-old in the front, the dad holding, the kids sitting. It's a big transportation. South America, everybody rides motorcycle.
Yeah, it's a lot easier too there.
This is my 2 cents on motorcycles. It would be ride aggressive, ride fucking aggressive. Mm-hmm. Don't go past your limits.
No, of course.
Don't go past the limits of the bike. Don't go past your limits. Mm-hmm. But ride aggressive.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's like if you're going to split lanes and do it as fast as you can to get away from those 2 cars. Exactly. Some people get stuck there, you know. Mm-hmm. And what happens is people, I don't know if you know this, they're kind of pieces of shit. They're fucking pieces of shit.
You don't say.
Well, let me tell you. And here's the deal. If they see you coming aggressively, they move the fuck out of the way. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker's crazy. Like I look like a lunatic on my Harley or BMW. Like, people move the fuck out of the way. But if I'm cruising, I'm just being kind of nice, and people see me coming, no, you can't pass me. People start closing off. Yes. People make it difficult. And this is what I mean about going aggressive, because you kind of need to force your way through them, like, get the fuck out of my, you know, and then get past them. Because if you don't do that, they're going to fuck you up. Yeah. They're going to fuck you up. And that's where people get stuck in those situations. Mm-hmm. And then practice, and then take a class. Every 5 years, take a class.
Yeah. No, there's also, like, I feel like I pay attention. Like, I'm a good driver. I pay attention when I'm driving.
You're a woman. I'm not kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Right,
I'm kidding.
Done.
What? I'm kidding. It's jokes. Mike told me to say that. That's going to be my new thing. That's the name of this episode. Mike told me to say that.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
You're going to get him in so much trouble now. I'm going to see him again. I'm going to smack him.
You should.
But no, like, I'm a good driver. I pay attention. But I've noticed ever since I started riding, I've been paying more attention, like, and especially my driving, I've gotten a lot better because I pay more attention, especially when I'm on the freeways and stuff. Like, I'm looking for bikes. If I'm in, like, the carpool lane or the fast lane, I'm constantly making sure I'm over more so there's enough room. Just because, and I'm in a small car too. I'm not like in a freaking SUV. I'm in a small car, but even then, I'm just like, I want to make sure they're good.
Yeah. You're alert.
Yeah. But then on my bike, I'm just like, I'm constantly paying attention. I'm constantly looking around because I've had so many close calls. People just not paying attention on their phones on the freeway and just don't realize that they're drifting over into the next lane. No blink or anything. They're just slowly drifting over. And I have to just rev bomb them real fast. And, like, again, like you said, be aggressive and just get out of there, which is why I'm glad I have a fast bike, because I can get out of situations really quickly. But there's so many people now I see on their phones. And, like, I'm not talking about, like, they're at a red light and they're just like, it's like the light turns green, they start going, and they haven't even looked up yet. And I'm just kind of sitting there looking. I'm like, what are you doing?
You know what's worse than that? Prius drivers. Fucking Prius drivers. I swear, if I had like $100 every time I said fucking Prius, I wouldn't be rich, but I'd have like thousands and thousands of dollars, because I think I ran into this conversation with Mike, and I've had this thought for a while, like, for fucking Prius. I've been in traffic. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's like 12. There shouldn't be any traffic. And I'm cutting lanes, just splitting. And when I get 90% of fucking... and it's so fucking bad that I came up with, like, a thought of what's happening. Mm-hmm. This is my thought. My thought about these fucking Prius drivers is that there's, like, a fucking whole computer screen or something in front of them, and it shows how much gas they're saving by pushing the pedal like this, and it's probably even like a video game where you get like a fucking score, and just keep fuck, sorry, not this speed, you know, and
you
they're
do
just
too much, and it like starts yelling at you, be like, you're not in eco mode anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You're what the fuck, eco regular mode, eco mode, you know. And I think they're so caught up on that they're not even fucking paying attention, because it's absurd how many fucking times I see a fucking Prius, you know, driving like a shitbag.
Yeah.
That's the worst. And text and driving is worse.
Yes.
They said texting and driving is worse than shit. It's worse than drinking and driving.
I can see it, because I don't condone any of it, obviously. But like, if you're gonna drink some, like, I've gone to a bar and I've had like a drink and then I drive home, and at that point it's just like, okay, I know I drank, I'm gonna be safe, and I'm gonna like keep my eyes on the road. Even if you're like really drunk and you're driving, like, you're still gonna pay attention. But when you're texting and driving, you're not your head is down. You're down, or like,
but it's been proven,
or it's over here, and it's just like, yeah, you can say, oh, I can still see the road, I still have peripheral vision, but even then, it's just like, if like right now, if I'm looking at my phone right here and you throw your hand up, I won't be able to tell you how many fingers you're throwing up. I can tell you you put your hand up, but I can't tell you. And like, if it's during the daytime, you can't see somebody's brake lights.
No, none.
So it's just like,
no, it's more.
Yeah.
Remember Mythbusters? They did a whole fucking thing on it. It was just proven that if you were, because they put the cones very, very close. So what they did is they got somebody, what is it, 0.08? They got somebody to 0.079, so they weren't breaking any laws. And they did the parking lot with cones very close, and they had a turn. There was like this, and at 0.079, no problem. But then they were like, all right, we're going to send you messages, respond to the messages while you're driving. They hit so many fucking cones. Like, it was significantly more bad than drinking.
Oh, I bet.
And then this is my bike rule. This is my drinking bike rule. For me. This is for me, okay? You figure out your own fucking bike rule. 2 wheels, 2 drinks. That's it.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I don't go past that.
No.
You can use it. You can use it too. No, but for me, 2 wheels, 2 drinks. And because I put that in my head, I really stick to that.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh, I gotta have 2 beers. I'll have 2 shots. I'll have whatever, but 2, that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing past that.
Yeah, and that's smart, because you need to know your limits. And like,
of course.
Like,
I know I could do 5.
Yeah,
I know I could do
but
8.
You don't want to do it, though.
Right.
You're not going to test that.
Right,
because
exactly.
God forbid, if you do that, that's the time that something bad's going to happen.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, not 100%. I've had a DUI. It sucks. It's expensive. It was probably been 15 years. But one thing stuck that because you had to do the AA classes and blah blah blah. One thing stuck, and it was like, okay, all you guys are here because you guys got caught drinking and driving. But let's be real, you've all done it probably 1,000 times and didn't get caught drinking and driving.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're so fucking on it, like. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say 1,000, but like, you're so on it.
Yeah.
Especially back, like, I'm older than you. We had no fucking Uber or, taking a cab. I never taken a cab in the United States in my life. Every country I've been to, I've taken a cab. But in the U.S., what the fuck? Like, I don't even know how to call a cab. So without Uber, like, it was less options.
Yeah, of course.
But don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
That's what we got to be careful of.
Obviously. Just put that disclaimer at the bottom. We do not condone drinking and driving.
Just call somebody. It's so simple. $10, you're home in an Uber.
No, what my parents always taught me. So my parents, they're social drinkers. Like, I grew up realizing and knowing that it's okay to drink as long as, one, you know your limits, obviously. But my parents always set some rules too. So if we went out to dinner, my dad had pretty much the same thing. He had 2 drinks, and that was it. As soon as he had his 3rd drink, as soon as he ordered his 3rd drink, keys went to someone else. Yeah. So keys went to mom. If mom was drinking, God, they loved it once us kids could start driving, but we couldn't drink yet.
Right.
Because then my dad's just like, well, perfect. I'm going to have 5 drinks, and he's going to drive home. So, but yeah, I grew up, like, knowing all that. So I grew up knowing, like, okay.
Your limits.
Yeah, your limits. You got to know, like, what you can handle, and you got to know also that mom and dad it's not a bad thing. And my parents always told me, like, especially high school and everything, because of course course you're gonna drink in high school. Who,
Yeah, of course.
Who didn't drink in high
What?
school? Who didn't go to high school
What?
parties
Not
and get
me.
shit-faced? But my parents always told me, they're like, if you need help, they're like, you call. We don't care how late it is. We don't care how fucked up you are. You call us. We come get you. Yeah.
And that's great parenting.
Yeah. And luckily, I never had to do that because I was always like at a friend's house. You know, I could always just
that's
be
great
in a
parenting
safe spot.
because I can tell you, I don't want to say the complete opposite, but I can totally tell you, you know, I came, you know, it was just my mom. I don't, you know, my father wasn't around. And it's not that she was strict. Like, she did welcome. She did like the fact that, you know, if I was going to drink or do something, just kind of have people over instead. Mm-hmm. But there was also this fear factor of, like, if I was out already and drinking, like, that's the last person I wanted to know. Because of the disappointment, and there was a big fear factor. And she never encouraged me to call her up. And when you just look back on it, you're like, fuck, that's so crazy. It's such a bad thing to do with children because, you know, my friends and I, we would go like to a liquor store and we would like ask strangers, hey, mister, will you buy us beers? And, you know, fucking, hey, you know, like, it's so fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
And you get into these situations and luckily, you know, nothing bad ever happened, but it's like you're just setting up yourself to fail so quickly, and you know, parenting should be communicative. And do you know Jordan Peterson?
It doesn't ring a bell now.
He's a great, I don't even know how to describe him, public speaker, philosopher. I think he might be a doctor or something. But everything he talks about is amazing. And he had this little thing that I think applies to this conversation. It was don't interrupt, like, your children, like when you have babies and kids growing up, don't interrupt them when they're doing dangerous things safely. You know, so if like they're climbing something, but they're safely, don't flip out or prevent them from doing that, because that's where they learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of showing trust, and you're communicating. Yeah. And I've always said something similar. As you just said it from a professional. It's like, fuck, I've been saying this whole time. You know, I have 2 kids, and I try not to flip out because they'll do crazy shit, and people are like, they're climbing. It's like, it's okay. Yeah. Don't that scream you just did is what's gonna fucking throw them off, and they're gonna fall. Yeah. You know, and people don't get that. And that trust that your parents created with you about calming no matter how fucked up you are or whatever your fucked up situation, that's fucking genius. Yeah. That's smart because...
Yeah, because my parents, they grew up in
that's
a time
so East Coast thing.
You guys don't do that out here?
But no, what? Here it's like, if you're fucked up, I'm going to kick your ass, you know? Like, it's like the opposite.
Yeah. But my parents, like, they kind of grew up the same way. They grew up in a time where, you know, it was, you had to be 18 to drink. And my mom's told me stories of, you know, she's just a kid. She's a teenager. She used to go to a party, drink, go home. And if she got pulled over by the cops or something, and if she had a drink or something in the car, they would just make her pour it out. Yeah. She got back in the car and just went home. Yeah. Of course, you cannot get away with that today, obviously. But no, she knew, and both my dad did too. They know, like, we're gonna do stupid things. Kids are always gonna do stupid things. They're gonna try stuff out. They're gonna explore life. They're gonna do some crazy, dangerous stuff because they want to, and it's because it's cool. Of course. So my thing is, I love how my parents.
It's cool. It's because we're stupid.
Yeah, that too.
You know, just why not? It's the why not attitude.
Exactly. But I love how my parents grew me up because they're just like, regardless what happens, they're like, we will be there to help you clean up your mess. So like, of course they're gonna be a little disappointed. There's gonna be some judgment, but they're gonna be there. And so I personally, I don't want kids, but I feel like if I ever did have kids, it was just like, oh, I'm gonna be the same way with mine. They're gonna call me up. They'll be like, Mom, I'm so drunk. I need you to pick me up. And be like, all right, send me the address. We can get Taco Bell on the way home, and then you're gonna do chores the next day or something like that. I was like, Because I understand.
Well, just for shits and giggles, why don't you want kids? Because a lot of people are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So many people right now are like, I don't want kids.
Personally, like, I've just never wanted them. I've always grown up, like, I've loved animals since I was little, and I've always had, like, the maternal instinct for animals, not so much kids. And it's just, I don't know. I don't think I can handle that responsibility. And growing up, especially like middle school into high school, I clashed with my mom so much. My mom is like my best friend right now. I was literally on the phone with her when you rolled up.
Nice.
Because she's like in Washington, D.C. right now, or she was, and she's driving home. And so I was talking to her some. But when I grew up, I hated her, and she knows this too. And I was brutal, I was mean, I was harsh. I loved my dad, and I told my dad, like, Mom's making, because she wanted me to be a girly girl and, you know, wear frilly dresses and stuff. But
you're fucking riding motorcycles and shooting your gun.
Well, they messed up. I have 2 older brothers, so it's like, why would I be a girly girl when I see the boys, you know, playing outside and playing in the mud, playing video games? I was like, I want to do that. I don't want to wear a dress. Like, screw that. So, like, so my thing is, like, luckily, I've had hard talks with my mom, and I've apologized for everything and all, but she loved me through it all, regardless what happened. And, like, she's told me, like, I made her cry, I tore her apart sometimes and all. But my thing is, it's just like, if I had my kid do that to me, I don't think I could take it.
Yeah, you would lose your shit.
Yeah, I would lose my shit. I would fight. I would just be like, all right, well, you know what? As soon as you're 18, bye-bye, you're on the curb. Go away. Like, I don't think I could handle what I put her through. Yeah. And then my thing is, it's just like, I don't think I could handle, like, because I've had friends that have had kids, like, when they were younger and all. I've had family friends that have kids and all. And, like, I can play with them, yes, not a problem and all. Like, I know how to coo a crying baby and everything. Like, I know what to do. But my thing is just, like, I love the satisfaction of, I can give it back to Mom, and then I can walk away, and then I can go get myself a drink, and I don't have to worry about it.
A lot of people are like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like that. You know, I have a 3-year-old right now, and I've said this so many times, especially in LA. People treat dogs better than kids.
Yes.
You know,
dogs like, are the new babies, the grandbabies. 100%.
I can go to a store, and or the bank, just take my. And I'm getting looks like, why'd you bring a kid here? Like, what the fuck? He's not even doing anything. Like, what's your problem? Yeah. But it's just looks, and I shouldn't care. But, you know, obviously, like, the priority is like, oh, my child, is everything good with safety? Yeah. Is there any fucking? So you do that, but, you know, then obviously I go out all the time, and strangers just run up to people's dogs and, oh my God, it's so fucking cute. And I'm like, that dog was licking his asshole. You let him lick your face. And I'm like, that's
I do that too.
And
every time I see a dog.
And I'll see like a fucking cat. Like cats are assholes. They're fucking assholes. Yes. And people are like, oh my God, it's so cute. And cats will slap you and fucking like, you know, flick shit. It's just crazy. But it's interesting because a lot of people don't want kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's different times.
Yeah.
And I mean, the world's pretty fucking overpopulated. I get that.
That too, yeah. And then my thing is,
that would have been awesome if that was your answer. The world's too populated out there. Yeah, I don't think we need
less people.
We need less people.
But then like my thing is too, and I constantly joke with friends about this too, is like, especially during COVID, like I started drinking a lot more.
During COVID? Yeah.
Yeah, who didn't? And, you know, people would be bringing us, because the store was slammed constantly, like 24/7 almost, it felt like. Basically from the time we opened till close, we're slammed with customers. Like, we don't have time to just, like, eat or, like, drink water or anything. But we constantly had people bringing us, like, pizza and donuts. We all gained so much weight. We were begging people to bring us, like, veggie trays and stuff. So we had something. Yeah, so we had something healthy to eat for once. But we had a lot of people bring us, my first White Claw ever was during the COVID pandemic.
Really?
Because people were bringing us like Modelo's and White Claws, and then next thing you know, people are starting to bring us hard alcohol.
Hilarious.
Like vodkas, whiskeys, and tequilas.
You want a refill?
Yeah, sure. So I actually tried a whole bunch of different tequilas during the pandemic.
That's ice for the people that are not watching.
And tequila is like my absolute favorite.
Were you always into tequila, or is that like a new phase?
That was like college phase is when I started getting into it. So I went through a whole like vodka phase, obviously, like everybody does. It's kind of a little bit in bad taste right now, but I loved Russian vodka, like the Russian standard vodka.
Russia vodka I can fucking do.
Yes.
I hate Belvedere.
So
I hate Grey Goose.
Oh, I don't like Grey Goose at all either.
Like smeared off like the little mixed drinks, and then smeared off vodka and Grey Goose and Belvedere. They give me a weird fucking cramp on my neck that I can't even explain. I'll take like a few shots and I'll be like, what the fuck is this? And it's only with those vodkas. And then I tried some Russian vodkas, which we shouldn't be.
I know,
we'll just call it our vodka.
Yeah.
Our vodka. Robert vodka.
There you go.
I'll have like, our vodka. and nothing. It's good.
Yeah.
Especially when you put it in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
You pull it out.
So good. It's
shots.
smooth and
It's
everything.
smooth. I don't even feel like I get drunk compared to like a like a whiskey. Like my phase was in my early 20s was Jack Daniels. God, I can't even smell it now. If I fucking smell it, god damn.
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
A buddy of mine and I, we used to drink it so much. Like we would drink it every night. We'd finish a bottle every night and party.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would party more. And then we would get back home. And it's like, it's so much, you have to throw up.
Yeah.
You have to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
Look how bad this was. To make myself throw up, because I was already like home, I partied night, whatever the case is. Now it's like, I gotta get this out of my system. How can I get this out of my system? I know. I'll serve myself a big shot of Jack Daniels. Oh, God. So imagine at the 3 a.m., 4 a.m. that you're just like, if I touch alcohol, that's it. Run to the back. I'd be like, yo, Romo, here's your shot. Here's my shot. We got to get out of our system. This is bad for us. We have to. We're doing this for our health. We would drink that shot, like the nastiest fucking shot, and just throw it up, because it was better than like keeping it in your system. But I can't even smell Jack Daniels right now. I can't do it.
No, I know.
That was such a bad story. Why'd you get that out of me?
I feel you, because I've had parties like that. It was Jack Daniels like original, and then like the honey.
Oh, I can't even try. What is that?
If I smell the honey one, it just sends me back to like in some random person's house that I just met, like in their bathroom, just hunched over. Like that's what I get an image of every time I smell honey, and I'm just like, oh. So it wasn't. I don't remember it being bad. It had like a smoother, like sweeter taste to it. So like if you didn't like Jack Daniels, like that was kind of your like stepping stone into it.
Of course.
But I can't do it anymore.
Fun fact, the last time I've been like pretty shit face, I was in Maryland.
Really?
Yeah. I was staying, I went to Washington, D.C. This was just a few years ago.
Okay.
For Donald Trump was president.
Okay.
Donald Trump, when life was good and housing was affordable and gas prices were awesome and there was no wars.
Everybody was working.
Everybody was in peace. No mandates. We got invited to the presidential prayer breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if you're familiar with that, but the president of the United States does a prayer breakfast. I believe it's once a year, and we got invited and we got to see Trump talk and everything. Anyways, we went out and we were in Maryland because they have the casino.
Yeah.
So beautiful casino. I kind of like casinos.
Yes, they're fun.
So we went out there and we got shit faced. And after we got shit faced, I had the best pizza I've ever fucking had. And it was so fucking good. I did a Google review.
Was it good or was it you were just drunk?
No, it was the best fucking pizza I've ever had. Like literally, it was better than like even New York pizzas and stuff. And it was so good. And I took the drunkest picture of the fucking pizza, okay? And I did a Google review. And I just got to notice, like maybe a few months ago, the things like at 750,000 views of a fucking pizza that I was drunk and like, this is the best pizza I don't know. That sounds like Donald Trump right now. This is the best pizza. It's the greatest. It's huge. See what? It was the fucking best. It was great.
Yeah.
But Maryland's cool. I mean, how was it growing up there?
I loved it. So I grew up in northern
Strip
Maryland.
clubs are way better than the California strip clubs. Sorry.
Well, I wouldn't know that one.
Yeah. I know.
No, so I grew up in northern Maryland, like right by the Pennsylvania line. So have you heard of Gettysburg? You know, the whole Civil War and everything. You know, it's been in a couple of history books.
What's a Civil War?
I don't know. We might have one soon.
Yeah.
So I grew up, like, that was like my backyard basically. So I grew up there, you know, gorgeous summers, you know, yes, it's hot, yes, it's humid. Some summers it's like 90% humidity and you go outside and you feel like you're drowning or something.
Yeah.
Beautiful winters too. Like, yeah, we have a lot of like sleet and ice and everything, but
you get all four seasons.
Yeah, we got all 4 seasons and it was great. Absolutely loved it. You know, grew up kind of again,
city's old school,
yes,
nice buildings everywhere.
100%. Like, I grew up, like, my mom worked at Johns Hopkins Hospital down in Baltimore. So we used to go down to Baltimore, like old Baltimore, you know, and just kind of go see everything and all. We'd go down to the International Harbor, you know, down to the aquarium and stuff like that, the big science center down there. Like, I had so many field trips that would go down into Baltimore.
There's so much to do.
There is, and it's so beautiful. There's so much rich history and culture there.
What history? Kidding.
Unfortunately, the downside is I'll get a little political. Obviously, it's a city, and certain people became in charge of the city, and now it's starting to get messed up. And before I knew it, like, I remember looking back, and just my parents were just like, we're never going down to Baltimore. You know, my mom would take the metro, and even then she had to stop taking the metro and just drive into the city all the time because even the metro wasn't safe all the time. And my dad hated it when my mom would take me to work with her every now and then because it's just like, it's not a safe city anymore. And it's just like, this was part of like my childhood. Like, I remember going down here and just like, it was like magical, like lit up at night. Like, it felt like Disneyland. Like, I've never been to Disneyland at that point, but it felt like it. It just felt magical. And then it just started going to crap. And now I'm out here in LA and I'm just like, holy crap. It's like all the cities are the same now.
All the cities are the same.
Yeah.
All like, I can't. It's interesting because, you know, I've always been in LA, but it's interesting to me because the whole world comes to LA, and I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna see this? Hollywood and Highlands garbage. Hollywood sucks. West Hollywood sucks. The streets are fucked up.
Yeah.
It's overpriced. The food's not that great. What the fuck are you? The Wax Museum on Hollywood?
Yes.
It sucks, guys.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
No.
What the fuck are you going to do here? The beach, it's not worth it. It's cold. You can't even swim in it. You know, it sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, here's how I describe it. I like LA. I like LA. I like it. I like this table. I like LA. I love California, and I've lived and traveled everywhere in California. I love California. I like LA. LA is like the least coolest thing to see here.
100%.
Beverly Hills is cool.
Yeah.
For a day. Palm Springs for a day, but when you start like even on a motorcycle ride, like if you once you put your Guns Direct motorcycle gang together, if you ride from LA to Santa Cruz, but if you go up PCH, because you can go up to 5 and it's just faster, it's like 5 hours.
Yeah,
okay?
but it's not a good view.
There's no view.
No.
But if you go up PCH, it's 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's 3 more hours. It is the most beautiful ride you'll ever fucking take.
Oh, 100%.
Once you get past Santa Barbara, you're like, this doesn't even look like the United States. This looks like, this is beautiful. Like, California's beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything is, you can get to anything in an hour and a half in the sense of if you want mountains, if you want snow, if you want desert, if you want beach, whatever you want, within an hour and a half, you can get it. That's what California offers. But LA is such a shithole.
Yes.
Like there's.
Yeah.
I was in Dubai a couple years ago, And after being there for like 3 weeks, when I got back to fucking LA, as I'm flying in, I'm looking at LA. I go, this looks like a fucking village. Like a village full of traffic and overpriced like huts. like what the fuck? And then once you land and you're driving, the streets are all fucked up.
Yes.
Like what the fuck? And the buildings are all
worse
old.
on the bike too.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, if you don't have your suspension set up or anything, that's the first thing I change on my bikes. The suspensions.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Then it's exhaust. Then it's bars. Suspension first. Then exhaust. But bars is kind of important, depending on the bike. Like on a street glide, you got to change your bars like immediately. I'm not a fan of the bars on the Road King either because they have the beach bars. So you're kind of wide.
Yeah.
The street glide has it a little bit more inner, but it bends my wrist. I'm like, this is such a weird fucking position. And I'm not even a big guy. Like I'm like, so I changed the bars. But yeah, it blows me away. How many people fly to LA and get to Hollywood and Highland? Like, what's their thought process when they see that? They're like, this is it. And what's funny is my mom loves reading and she loves history and everything. She goes, Robert, like, 50, 60 years ago, like Hollywood was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, zero. And people would travel to see it and there's nothing to see. Like it was interesting times.
Yeah. No, it was funny. I had a good best friend of mine. She came out here probably like, I want to say maybe a year after I moved out here. And it still makes me laugh. She had just a whole list of the stereotypical like touristy things she wanted to do. She wanted to go see Santa Monica Pier. She wanted to go see the stars on the Hollywood Boulevard. She wanted to see Ripley's and the Wax Museum. Like she had all of this. We did it all in less than a day.
Oh yeah.
We
like
hit
5 hours.
Yeah, we hit everything on her list. And she, like by the time we were done, I was just like, all right, do you want to go get food? Like you want to go back to my place after this? And she's like, well, wait. And she's looking, we did it all. I'm just like, yeah. She's like, I thought it would be bigger. And she's like, she thought Hollywood Walk. She thought that was going to be bigger. Yeah. And it's like, it's maybe 2 blocks. Yeah. Block and a half.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, you got like maybe a block that you want to stick to, and after that, you just really don't want to be on that street anymore.
Right.
And like we went down to Santa Monica Pier and all, and when I took her down,
when was this?
This was, I want to say maybe like 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So still cool. So
it was still
COVID,
a good place. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was actually, oh my gosh, it's funny. In the past, like, I want to say maybe 2-year time span, I've had my oldest brother come out. I've had a good childhood friend of mine come out, and then I've had my other middle brother and his wife come out. And they all came out to visit and all, and they all had the same thing. They wanted to go see Santa Monica Pier for one reason only, GTA. That was the only reason why. They wanted to see the stereotypical road that you drive down, and they wanted to see the pier that you drive off of, and you just run over people and shoot people in the
Literally
game.
The video game.
Literally the video game.
Grand Theft Auto. That's hilarious.
So
you said GTA. I'm like, she's not meaning the video game, right? But
no, yes, 100% the video game. Because like that's what they knew of LA. They knew that's LA. Yeah, they knew their sister was in LA, but that's when they thought of LA. They're just like, oh, it's just like GTA. And it's just like, no, not really.
No, it is just like it's closer to GTA than how they make it look in Hollywood.
Yeah. But no, so my oldest brother came out. I want to say this is like 2 years, maybe like almost 3 years ago now. We went down to Santa Monica. We did the stereotypical thing. We walked the boulevard. We walked all around. We walked on the beach.
Promenade.
We went underneath. Yeah. And it was nice. We got food down like there. I think we went to like Stout Burger or something. We got food and everything. That I took him to the airport. And he was like, this is nice.
Stout
I like
Burger,
it.
not In-N-Out?
No. Okay, I was done with In-N-Out at that point because every meal was In-N-Out with him. So I was like, okay, let's get something else. Let's get a different kind of burger this time. So when he came out, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that dirty and all. It wasn't that crowded either because we went during the weekday, during the day. My childhood friend, he came out and visited. And this was probably more like 2 years ago, probably like a year and a half ago now. And, now you're starting to see like, okay, it was a little bit more crowded. We went at nighttime too. It was a little bit more crowded. it was a little bit dirtier. You know, we kind of just walked down real fast and we didn't do the beach or anything. And then we came like right back and he was like, all right, I'm glad I saw it. But he's just like, it wasn't really worth it. Then recently, other brother and sister-in-law came out and we did the same stereotypical. We walked all the way down to the pier and we got to the top of the pier and they're just looking at it and they're just like crowded. It looks so dirty. There's so many homeless people around. Everybody's wearing masks. And they're just like, they just kind of looked at me and they're like, do we have to walk down? I'm just like, you guys wanted to go. Let's go. We walked down and the whole time I'm just like, and of course they're both cops too over on the East Coast. So the whole time, like they're just people watching too, because that's what they have to do, of course. And then the whole time I can just see them, like they don't want to be there. Like, and then we finally get back to the car and they're just like, that was not worth it. I was just like, so it's funny, over like 2-3 years, I have taken people, and that's the only time I go down to Santa Monica anymore, but I've taken people with me, and it's going downhill so much now. And COVID didn't help because
it's not,
people lost
it's
jobs,
not now.
almost increased, everything.
Yeah, it's not now. It's always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been like that. It's just kind of like, let me tell you something. I can take you parts of this city that you will be fucking terrified.
Oh, I bet.
You think you've seen LA? I can take you in parts of this town that you will be fucking terrified. I'm talking about like it looks like a movie fucking set. You know, there like when you go to Highland Park, okay, it's like an industrial center. It's fucking shady and crazy. I had to go to Long Beach and I was using Waze, and Waze is like, you know, I have Waze on like the fastest route.
Yeah,
so
course.
Waze is like, there's traffic, bro. If you want the fastest route, sign this disclaimer. Approve the app. We're
not responsible for your vehicle or your life.
Or anything. I'm on a motorcycle, and it's literally taking me from this industrial, like, crazy section. I mean, all the people are good. It's just the surroundings are so fucking shitty.
Yeah.
And it's just bad. It took me from Highland Park to Long Beach through the streets. And I'm talking about, I went from like a Mexican fucking neighborhood with gangbangers and this, that. I'm Cuban. I'm Latin, you know? Like,
yeah.
But like, this was like the other man. And like, you know, the fucking essays and the fucking, you know, tank tops and the tattoos.
Yeah.
Hey, fool, you know, nice bike. And I'm like, and then you go to the Salvadorian neighborhood and you're like, what the fuck? And like crazy. The cars change, the scenery changes, the houses change, everything. Then you go into the black neighborhoods, and I mean, it looks like a fucking movie. It looks like a fucking movie. You know, people doing deals on the street, people walking around, people watching you, people, you know, fucking seeing. Yeah. And it was like 30 minutes of going, you know, through the streets of this craziness. Like if I should film it. I should film it because you would lose your mind. You'd be like, this is not real. It's not real. But LA's fucking insane. And yet I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
There's been sometimes like I've gone kind of like downtown and all. It's like
downtown is good.
Yeah.
Compared to what I'm telling you.
Yes. 100%. I probably wouldn't be caught where you were.
Let me tell you, downtown, when I was growing up, downtown LA, after 6 o'clock, you couldn't go there. And if you went there, you went to all your fucking neighbors and said, I'm going to downtown. Oh, we're coming with you. And you would go to downtown with like 2 cars packed with people just so you're kind of like safe.
Yeah.
Because downtown, like in the fucking 90s, was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. It was crazy. Downtown now, I walk there. There's fucking girls wearing bikinis walking their dogs next to homeless people. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, this is normal? it's
yeah.
Downtown's insane.
Yes, 100%.
Excuse me.
But I've ridden down there a couple of times, and it's
on the bike.
Yes, and it's
brave.
a weird. Yeah, it was a weird thought that it just kind of popped in my head. I was sitting at a red light and I'm just kind of thinking, and it was like looking around, and I'm just seeing like homeless people, and someone's just going to the bathroom in the street, and I'm seeing like crackheads and stuff and all. And I'm just like thinking to myself, it's just like, I should probably get out of here, because it was like, I'm on a bike. I can't lock my door. I have a passenger seat too, so I'm like, someone could just hop on my bike with me, you know, push me off my bike, and I was just like, I kind of want to get out of here. And now, pretty much when I ride, it's like, it's from Van Nuys to work, or it's up into like the national
Van Nuys
forest.
used to be crazy as fuck too.
Yeah,
now it's kind of cool.
It's a lot better now.
It's better, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been in that Korean spot on Sherman Way and what's that street? And Van Nuys Boulevard.
I know what you're talking about, but no, I haven't tried it yet.
The best Korean.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I've taken 3 Korean friends of mine there, and they're like, Robert, you know we're Korean. I'm like, yeah. You know Koreans don't do all-you-can-eat barbecue, right? Korean barbecue. I go, trust me. They walked out of there, and they're like, it's the best Korean food I've ever had.
Oh, nice.
I took 2 Jewish friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Best fucking... The quality of the fucking meat and the price you pay, it's fucking delicious.
Okay.
It's fucking delicious.
I've only done Korean barbecue twice in my life now, and I fucking love it.
Go to that place.
I want to.
Go to that place because it's interesting. Till I was like 25, I was so picky with food. I was the pickiest food eater in the world. I didn't eat hamburgers. I didn't eat salads.
French fries and chicken nuggets.
How do you know?
It's every picky eater ever.
But till like 25, I didn't
go to like
eggs.
a 5-star restaurant and be like, can I get the chicken nuggets, please?
I used to order chicken sandwiches, plain, no lettuce, extra mayo. Like I didn't even eat lettuce. Like, I was the pickiest fucking eater in the world. And then after 25, I don't know what happened. I tried.
You developed a taste?
Something like, you know what it was? I had a girlfriend, and then she pissed me off. And then I called one of my friends of mine. I was like, where are you? He's like, I'm having sushi. I'm like, ugh. It's fucking gross. I'll get a teriyaki bowl, you know? Like, but with nothing, just chicken and the rice.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, exactly. And I was so pissed that night. And he goes, try this. I go, there's no fucking way, bro. Like, it has fish. It has avocado. It has sesame seeds. I fucking hate sesame seeds.
What?
There's a shrimp in the fucking middle. There's no fucking way I'm going to try that. He's like, try it.
And you loved it.
I tried it. That thing was so fucking orgasmic. It was. I finished all his food. And I ordered like 10 more. That opened up my appetite to so many things. And then I started like making like fucking custom. I wasn't even eating hamburgers. It was chicken nuggets or chicken sandwiches or Jack in the Box tacos. You know, the fucking 2-for-1, whatever bullshit. I was very picky. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. Where am I going with this?
I don't know. We were talking about Korean barbecue, and then you went into this. Yeah.
So, okay, that perfect. Same thing. So I didn't like Korean barbecue. I didn't know how to do the Korean barbecue experience. So I had it when I was like in my teens, didn't care for it. Had it when I was like 20-something, didn't care for it. Then I started getting into food, and then I started going to the Korean spots in Koreatown. Very good, awesome experience.
You realize you're missing out on a lot of good food.
Oh my God! Now I fucking love. Now I'll eat anything. But Koreatown is a place that you bring your guests to. Mm-hmm. Very cool. But the place in Van Nuys is so fucking delicious, and it's so. I'm gonna say it's so cheap.
Yeah. It's
so fucking cheap to get a beer and unlimited meat for like $40 or something tops.
That's not bad at all.
I'm talking about unlimited meat. Like a buddy of mine, we'll go to the gym and go there. We'll refill the thing like 4 or 5 times. Like, and it's good. You never feel bad. You don't regret anything. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You got to check that place out.
I definitely want to, because I recently went to, it's kind of a new place. They've been open for a little bit over in Glendale.
Korean barbecue in Glendale?
Yeah, I know, right? It's really weird. One of my coworkers suggested it, so we went out for his birthday, and we went out on a Saturday night, so of course there's a long wait. We put our names in, they're just like, yeah, it's probably gonna be like an hour and a half. We're like, all right, cool. So we went to Buffalo Wild Wings and just started pounding shots back.
Nice.
So we just started drinking, taking back shots and stuff. You know, we're just all talking. That's where my coworker was just like, yeah, I wanted to go out for my birthday, and like my other coworker and I, we looked at each other, we're just like, oh shit, it's his birthday. It's like, okay. So of course we ended up paying for the whole night, and he didn't have to pay for anything.
Lucky bastard.
I know, right? We spoil him. But no, we went to the Korean barbecue and we're just ordering like the brisket. We're ordering steaks. We've got like all the extra fillings and stuff and all like rice. And we ordered, we got like, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it was like rice wine. It wasn't like sake, but it was like flavored rice wine. It was like apple flavored rice wine.
What, sake?
Right, yeah, but it was like
Sake's
ridiculously sweet, and it was just not worth it at that point because like we're eating meat and we're already drunk. So we were just doing those shots too, and we're just like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, we ordered so much. The same thing. We had to replace our things so many times. We got so much food. We were getting like pork and like bacon and steaks and everything, and the whole time I'm just sitting there. And meanwhile, I'm with two guys that like they eat food. And I want to say I eat food, but like at the same time, it's just like my stomach can't keep up. And I'm just like trying to keep up with these guys. And I'm just like, I'm like sitting back. I've got to undo my belt a couple of buckles. I'm just like, I was like, holy crap. And the guy's just like, hey, we're going to order more food. I'm just like,
good luck.
I was like, okay, I can do this.
I don't know what.
It's so good. And like,
I don't know what it is.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious. I don't know what it is.
It's such a great concept. You just unlimited meat and you cook your own food. It's just like, why not?
And you smell wonderful afterwards.
Yes. You go home, you don't want to take your clothes off because you're just like, steak.
Let me put it in my bed.
Yes.
Roll over my bed. I got a buddy of mine, Guillermo. He's fucking ripped. He's fucking ripped. And he eats... If you look at his daily meals, it looks like it looks like my leftovers. Like it's just like a piece of chicken and like a piece of broccoli. Like, you know, that's how he maintains.
Yeah.
And he goes to gym every fucking day, never fails, whatever. But when we go eat Korean barbecue, I don't know where the fuck the food goes. I don't know where it goes.
He's just a vacuum at that point.
At that point, like in Spanish, we have a saying called hambre vieja, which means like that's old hunger. Like that's old hunger. Like you've been starving for a very long time, and that's how you're doing that shit. Because he eats so much. Like I tap out before him. Like, you know, like there's a few times I'll keep up, but there's a time like, bro, like get the fuck out of here, man. Because I'll focus on all the meat.
Yeah.
But then look at my mouth watering. But he'll order the fried rice with like the seafood and the meat, and he'll finish the fried rice. He keeps up with the meat. He does the rice thing, and this episode's gonna be called Korean food. You know, but anyways, I don't know where he puts it. One time, my mother made some food. This is when I first met him, like 15 years ago. My mom made some food, and he finished the plate, and he's like, "Can I have more?" I was like, oh, okay, that's fucking a lot of food, sir, stranger, or whatever. He ate 3 plates, and she's like, I don't know where he puts the fucking food. He eats, and I'll tell you one more story that's crazy. My friend owns a restaurant, and his parents own a restaurant. And again, this was back in the days. They have, like, unlimited food, like gourmet Mexican, authentic food. And this was in the Central Coast. And my friend, he would eat a plate. I'm talking about a fucking crazy plate. He would
like beans, rice, everything.
Beans, rice, tortillas, fucking lettuce, salads, fucking shrimps, everything. He ate 3 plates.
Holy crap.
On the 3rd plate, he finished half of it. And he's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom, and just to fuck with him, we threw a bunch of food on his plate. Like, there's no way, right?
Yeah.
So he comes back drunk, fucked up, and he finishes the whole fucking plate. He fills up for a 4th plate. We're like, what? He goes to the bathroom. We're like, let's just... We throw a bunch of shit on there, and he finished the fucking 4th plate. It was fucking insane. I don't know where he puts it.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
I don't know where... nobody would.
Yeah.
Nobody would. That's the fucking crazy thing.
He's just like a chipmunk. He just got like it in his cheeks.
No, not even there. I have no idea where it was. Like, like, where the fuck is he keeping the food? Okay, anyways, back to guns. What's your favorite gun?
Oh my gosh.
What's the favorite gun you own, and what would be your dream gun?
So, favorite gun I own right now is I want to take my phone out and show you a picture of it. Can I do it? Okay.
I want to see it.
Because it's... So it is a Spikes Tactical AR-15 that I built up completely.
I have a Spike Tactical AR-15 that I fucking love. I bought from you guys when you first had it.
Which one?
The Crusader.
The Crusader. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh my God. Do I not have a photo of it?
That's embarrassing. Oh my God. That is. You want me to send you a picture of mine and you can just present it? I'm kidding.
Here it is.
It's such a good brand.
So let me explain things first. So
disclaimer.
I bought the lower. I bought an upper from my boss, and then I slowly just
for my listeners, because I have a few people that are going to get into guns. What do you mean a lower and an upper? And
so pretty much when it comes to like the gun that you bought it as a full rifle.
Correct.
You can buy just AR lowers, which is just the stripped lower part. You can buy them
like
as
where
a
the trigger's at.
Yes, where all the pieces go into, basically. You can buy it as a strip lower, you can buy a completed lower, or you can buy a full rifle. If you buy a strip lower, now you are in charge of everything that goes inside of it. So you can build it up, customize it any way you want. So that's what I did. So I bought a Spikes Tactical one, and Spikes Tactical makes a bunch of different like colored specific ones. There's one that's called a unicorn, and it has a unicorn on it.
I seen it.
And so I bought that one.
And it's so in front of the trigger on where you put the magazine, it shows the unicorn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted that one because I wanted to build up the most stupid, ridiculous looking AR ever. So I got that and I built it all up. I put like really good parts in it, like Rain and Talon safety selectors, a really heavy duty Spikes trigger. And then I bought an upper from my boss because he had a Spikes upper because I was like, well, I just want to make it all Spikes. Like I want to make it like really good.
It's a great brand.
Yeah, it is. I absolutely love them.
And they've been around for
5
years, if that or something like that.
Yeah, but they're really good quality. A lot of like the Crusaders, like really good quality rifle.
I love my Crusader.
It's a good one.
Do you know why they made that gun, real quick?
I don't know the exact reason behind it.
Okay, so check this out, just real quick.
Okay.
Before we finish off with your unicorn, they made. I love this story. They made the Crusader because it has a Bible verse, and it has it has a Christian cross on it. They made it because a Muslim will never pick up that gun because of that cross and because of that Bible verse to kill a Christian.
Really,
a Muslim will never pick it up. Correct. That's one of the reasons. And I was like,
That's
what?
awesome.
Like somebody won't pick this gun up to kill a Christian? That's awesome. An American? Like, fuck it. Like, especially like during the whole thing. Nothing against Muslim. I have Muslim friends and stuff. But like, if you're going to try to kill a fellow Christian, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a story about that. But go ahead.
That's awesome.
So you built your gun, huh?
Yes. So I built it up, and then with the rail, I got colored pieces to like put inside the rail slots. So this is what the gun looks like. It's rainbow because it's a unicorn, and then I have a flip up.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I have a flip up like front sight, and I painted it to be blue, and I put clouds on it.
It's a standard.
So it's a full rainbow.
That's the standard sight, right?
Yeah, so it's gonna be standard flip up sight.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
I love your optics too.
Thank you. So
and your release is fucking cool.
Yeah, I painted a couple things on it.
Is it a takedown? Like where you break it in half to take the thing out?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes,
mine too. That's California compliant.
Yes,
that's so cool.
It's 100% California compliant.
Because you live here, right?
It has to be.
And yes, of course. That's fucking awesome.
So I had a really good customer of our store.
Spike Tactical is awesome.
It is. I love it. He took me to
Safe
Oak Tree.
Space.
Yes. So it's safe space.
Safe space.
It's safe space, and then for semi-automatic, it's triggered, and then for like it has a fully automatic section, but you cannot make it fully automatic,
right? Because it's obvious.
But on the fully automatic, it says libtard.
Libtard?
Yes, it says libtard.
That's fucking dope.
So pretty much the idea behind it was I wanted to build up an AR that was going to confuse and piss off people.
Yeah.
Because it's rainbow. It's flashy. It's pretty.
Fucking gun's gay, but it's cool.
But it's a gun.
And it's better than mine.
Yeah. So I had a buddy take me
What
over
a difference
to,
from my Christian gun
yes,
to like
exactly.
your rapist unicorn gun. Like what?
Yeah. So I went to Oak Tree probably like a month and a half ago. Just went with a friend. Yeah, up in New
5
Hall.
North, yeah, New Hall.
Went with a friend, shot his AK and everything and all. Took my gun, shot it a couple times. I have gone the next day. I was like, okay, I really need to soup up my gun. And I was talking to this guy. His name's Kevin Richardson. He shoots a lot of AKs and all. Like, he really knows his stuff. He does competition shooting. So basically, I'm just like, I need you to guide me into making a really good gun. And so he's helping me out and all. The next day, I bought 1,000 rounds of 5.56, and I usually am off work on Wednesdays. So every Wednesday, I went back to the range for like an hour or two, just to shoot a little bit, and slowly upgraded everything into that firearm
And tune it up.
Yeah.
As you go.
So now I have a CRT stock, so it locks in place. I have a K2 grip, so it's a nice like mag pull grip in stock. I have a silicone buffer spring in it. I have a King Shot hydraulic buffer in it. The red dot's an EOTech, one of the older ones, so it takes like AA batteries instead of like those like watch batteries.
Watch batteries, yeah.
Yeah,
Mine's
so it's a lot
battery.
easier to switch out the batteries and all. But it's bigger now, but whatever. I like it. I just put a Vortex magnifier on it.
Holy fuck.
And then I'm not even done. And then I put a hyper tap muzzle brake on it. So pretty much what all of this means is that gun looks absolutely ridiculous every time I take it to the range. Well, first off, I get looks because I'm a girl showing up to the range with this colorful
colorful monster.
Yes, it's a beautiful gun. It's pretty. It always gets looks, and like anytime someone's like, "Oh, I like your colors on your gun," I tell them, "Shoot it." Like they're like, "No, I don't want to shoot your gun." I'm just like, "Shoot it. Shoot the gun. Go for it." And every time I get the same reaction, they're all amazed. There's no recoil on it. At this point, there's no recoil. If you stand next to it, there's a big gas burst from the muzzle brake. So it sucks to stand next to it, but when you're shooting it, it's amazing. It's sighted into 100 yards, and it's absolutely flawless. And
you're so fucking proud of it.
I am, and I've been working on this too. So there's this range safety officer up there. His name's Alex, and he was like my guinea pig for pretty much this whole time doing this.
He's gonna be like, I'm not a guinea pig. Yes, you are, Alex.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now you know.
Is. So every time I went there, I shot it, and I was kind of like saying like, oh, I'm having issues with this. Oh, I don't like this. Don't like this. And I let him shoot it too to see if it's me, if I'm nitpicking it, or if he's noticing it too. And the whole time he's just like, yeah, I can hear it. It doesn't really bother me and all. I'm just like, okay, well, it's bothering me.
Yeah.
So I just slowly upgraded it. And the last time I took it Wednesday, I let him shoot it again. I'm just like, I think I'm done with it. And he shoots it, and he just has this smile on his face. And he's just like, this is a pretty badass gun.
You're fucking crazy.
Pretty much. And then it's funny because like he asked me, he's like, okay, because I pretty much told him, I was like, okay, this gun's done now. And he's like, well, what's next? I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I have another AR. I was just like, I don't think I want to do this again though. Because I put a lot of money into that one, but
that sounds like a fucking like $5,000, $8,000 build.
Probably not. Probably more around the $5,000.
But it sounds like
yeah.
it. It sounds like it. Well, somebody works at a gun store and they get fucking good deals and discounts and get the fuck out of here. It sounds like a fucking $7,500 gun. Not quite like that.
It's badass now, and so I absolutely love it. So like when people tell me like, or when people ask me like, oh, what do you do? Because I'll post up on my social media and like my Instagram and all that I'm going to the range, and people ask me like, why are you going to the range every week?
Are you
just
sick?
Like, I was just like, well, first off,
you should say ex-boyfriend. I'm kidding.
But I was just like, well, first off, I already bought the ammo, so I have to shoot it.
Right.
It's either I shoot it now or I shoot it later, but why not shoot it now?
Duh.
And then I tell people just like, I go and I just change one thing at a time. And I like it because I changed one thing, and then now I get to see like what one simple change, what it does to the gun and how it upgrades the gun, how it makes things better. And then, and then I talk to my friend Kevin too, and I'm just like, I'll talk to him like, oh, I'm having this issue. And so he'll explain things too and all. And he'll just be like, oh yeah, well, I've used this one before. Like you should try it out and stuff like that. And I've tried a couple things with his guns too. And I'm just like, absolutely just every single time he tells me he gets something, I'm just like, you know what? At this point, I don't care. I'm buying. Just buy. I'll buy it. I install it, and I'm just like, oh, I love this.
Are you installing everything?
Yeah.
You change all the springs. You take part. Nice.
Yeah. So I'm actually at Guns Direct. I'm a manager, but I'm also an armor as well. So I built up my own guns, and I've built up other people's guns. I have customers that come in, and they're just like, they'll have like simple things like they want to switch out a stock or something like that, and then a couple of other ones there's just like they have full things they want to switch out completely. And they'll come to me and they'll just be like, hey, Nix, I brought you a bottle of tequila. Here you go. Here's my gun. I'm just like, oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, so that's the thing. Bring you some tequila and we're good.
Pretty much, yeah. It was a running joke
awesome.
for the longest time, too. Is like anytime I would help somebody out and all, and they were just like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And like somebody from the back or like one of my other coworkers would just be like, bring her some tequila. I'm just like, guys, stop it.
Mike, stop. What are you doing?
I was like, don't tell him that. I was like, keep it going. Because during COVID, for probably about 7-8 months, I didn't need to buy any alcohol because people just brought me tequila.
Kept bringing you alcohol.
Yes, people just kept bringing me alcohol, and I didn't need to buy anything.
I need to ask, what's your favorite tequila?
Right now, it's a mix. It's 2 different kinds. So if I'm buying it, it's Cazadorian. And it's the Raspado.
Cazadores.
Okay,
Reposado.
I'm white. I'm sorry. I can't
That was
say
the
with accents.
whitest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know.
What did you say?
Cazadorian?
Wow.
Cazador.
Yeah. Cazadores.
Okay.
Reposado. Excellent.
Yes.
Great tequila.
So, yes, that's my
Old
favorite
school,
one.
gangster,
yes.
delicious. Smooth.
I really like that one. And then Adjectivo. I had somebody buy me, like, the sampler thing from, like, the... Now I'm feeling really bad about the Blanco, the Reposado, Año, and then extra Año. And I had the little sampler of it. And then for Christmas, I got a big bottle of the extra Año. And holy crap.
Have you had 1942?
Sweet. Yes, I've had that too.
What do you think of that?
I like it. It's pretty good.
Clase Azul?
Yes, I think so.
It's a white bottle, porcelain with a bell on top.
Yes, I've tried that too.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and then a lot of times, like, I'll have good customers who I've known for a while too. Like, they'll come in and they'll bring me a bottle of tequila and they're like, "Hey, have you tried this one yet? Like, try this." And I'm just like, "Okay, this is like it's free alcohol. Like, I'll try it. I don't care."
Fucking A.
Yeah, and then usually I drink it. A lot of times I'll drink it like on the rocks, but sometimes what I'll do is
Red Bull.
Sometimes with Red Bull. The best way I drink it now is a little bit of like cran grape juice.
Okay.
Yeah, so just like a splash of cran
Trader
grape,
Joe's.
and then some LaCroix, or just like sparkling water.
Sparkling water. Oh yeah.
So I'll do that, and that way it's like it's got a little bit of a flavor to it, but there's no sugar, there's no sweetness.
Yeah, the sugar's what fucks you up.
I can't do sugar anymore.
That's what fucks you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
when you're young, when you're not 18, but like kind of like, that's what fucks you up is the sugar.
No, it does. I remember back like in high school and college and all, like friends we would do fireball shots, and I'm just like, back then you can handle it because your body can like filter the sugar out faster. Now, I went to
the hangovers are the worst.
I've never had one.
That's so awesome.
Never had one. I know it's gonna happen one day, but so far it hasn't.
Well, now that you switched it up, you're fine.
Yes,
it's
true.
Sugar. It's fucking sugar.
It is. But I went and hung out with a friend. Like we had like a horror movie night, and we were just doing shots of Fireball the whole time. And so I showed up, and he had the whole Fireball and everything and all, and I was just like, ugh, do I want to do this? And I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. I think it was a handle, and we probably drank about half of it, maybe a little bit more than half. Oh my God. We had food, like we ate pizza, and like he made like some tri-tip and all. And I took one bite of tri-tip, and then I had to bolt it to the bathroom, and I ran as fast as I could because it was just waterworks. Yes. And I was just like, oh my God. I was just like, it's so embarrassed. That'd be
this thought just crossed my mind. Mm-hmm. That'd be hilarious. You're like, I never had a hangover. Yeah, I'm 15 years old, and I've never had a hangover. I'm like, what? You're older than 21, right? Yeah.
Obviously.
Duh.
26, we're good.
Okay.
This is legal. We're not doing anything wrong.
I'm like, how the fuck do you not get a fucking hangover?
I've never had one. I've had.
You've never woken up where you've just drank too much. You're like, what the fuck did I do last night?
I've had nights where I've drank way too much.
Like
I've
the honey Jack Daniels.
I've had nights where I have gotten sick. Yes, I've had nights where I've woken up still drunk. Like I've had like a mixture of all of that. But the worst it's ever been is I'm a little bit groggy and I have cotton mouth. All I need to do is drink some water and then boom, I'm good to go. That's there's times like literally in the past like month or two, I've hardcore drank with some friends, woke up, went to work the next day, no problems.
Because I can I don't know about now, but like overall, like literally I've done where I've like done a bottle like a night, no problem. Okay, to a friend of mine, boom, 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 let's drink a bottle, boom, 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 bullshit, cards, whatever the case is, no fucking problem. But now it's like, I'm not going to do that because the fucking hangover just sucks. Yeah. And now that I avoided sugar and I stick to like a good vodka or a good tequila, because a lot of the shit you start realizing is sugar's going to fuck you up and quality of alcohol is going to fuck you up. So if you start buying like cheap bullshit, like that's what fucks you up. Like if you look at the Jose Cuervo, like the old school Jose Cuervo, the yellow bottle, that's just poison.
Yeah.
You know, but if you get like Jose Cuervo de la Familia, which, you know, from like $14, it's $89. Now you're like, oh, this is better tequila. This is fucking delicious. Actually, it's probably more expensive than that now.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Jose Cuervo, like Don Julio, like I kind of stay away from those.
I like Don
just
Julio.
Because I do like them. Yeah, they are good, but that's at the same time, and like Patron's. Patron too, yeah. Like I'll stay away from those because it's just like
that's hard.
If anything, it's just like. It's like the Glock of tequila. It's like everyone knows it. Everyone drinks it. It was like, I want stuff. Like, I want to try new stuff and all. And that's how I found, just say it,
Cazadores.
Yeah, that one. Thank you. I'm never going to say it again.
It's fucking amazing. No, you should. No, don't say that. Here's the thing. I met Jean Paul. Jean Paul. He is the founder of Patron. And he's also the partner of Paul Mitchell. So, you know, Paul Mitchell, the hair, right?
Yeah.
So Jean Bull, he was selling vacuums. By the way, one of the greatest salesmen I've ever met in my life. This guy talks and you're hooked. You're just like, oh, tell me more information. Anyways, he was like a vacuum salesperson. And then he met Jean Paul. And Paul was a stylist, and they came up with the fucking chemistry, and they did the whole thing. And he's telling you the fucking story, and Universal Studios, and a P.O. box, and blah, blah, blah. And he went to salon and knocked on each door, and blah, 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 blah. And success. They made it, right? But then he came up with Patron. And the way that he was doing Patron was he had a worker coming to his house, and they were installing Spanish tile on his roof. And they were importing it from Mexico. And he tells the guy, the contractor, he goes, hey, man, next time you go to Mexico, bring me the best fucking tequila. This is 1986. You know, so all they have is Jose Cuervo Gold, which is fucking gasoline.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. He goes, find me the best tequila you can find, and maybe we'll do something. And they found the farm and blah, blah, blah. They bring this bottle. And it's just delicious. The guy fucking loves it. It's so fucking good. He goes, patents the name, Patron, makes the fucking bottle, glass bottle, this and that. This is how old school this guy is. He walks onto every bar. Like, we're in Studio City right now. Okay, so Ventura Boulevard is right here.
Yeah.
Okay? He walks all of Ventura Boulevard, from Universal Studios, I think, all the way to fucking Woodland Hills.
Jeez.
And goes to every bar. He buys a shot. He says, I want to order your best tequila shot. One for you, one for me. Cheers. Ding. Here, cheers. Okay, drink up. He would pull out a briefcase. He would pull out his bottle of Patron, serve a shot. All right, let's take another shot. Cheers. They would take it, and the bartenders would be like, holy fuck, this is tequila? This is the smoothest thing I've ever had. Back then.
Yeah.
Back fucking then. And it was the smoothest fucking thing in the world. And the only reason I'm bringing up this story is because we're talking about tequila and good tasting stuff and blah, blah. But what's interesting, because I went to Pepperdine, and he came into our class and was telling us this story, and it was so inspiring. But what's amazing is that Patron grew the fastest, and it became that number one thing, like the Glock, like, you know,
Yeah.
Mike's like a Glock, everybody